Obsidian Flames is finally here, and everybody's talking about the brand new Charizard EX and how it's going to be so good and so strong and so cool, but I have my sights set on a different new EX. It's very disruptive, and it's very strong right now, and I don't think a lot of people realize it. What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchanning here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech on PTCG Live. But can you guess what we're talking about today? We're talking about Glimmora EX. Now the plan is very simple. Get set up with a Glimmora EX in your active spot. Its ability Dust Field reads, as long as this Pokemon's in the active spot, your opponent can't have more than 3 bench Pokemon. If they have 4 or more bench Pokemon, they discard Pokemon until they have 3 on their bench, and if more than one effect, change the number of bench Pokemon, blah blah blah, you use a smaller number. So basically what happens is you put Glimmora EX in your active early, your opponent can't have a lot of benched Pokemon. So that's basically the main strategy. Glimmora's attack, Poisonous Gem, is actually not too bad for only 2 fighting energy. You do 140 and your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. So this is what the game plan looks like. You get started and you get your Glimmora EX in the active spot as fast as possible. Start doing some chip damage with Poisonous Gem and hopefully lock your opponent to having only the necessities for their game plan to work on the bench. And then this is where you surprise them by playing down your Urshifu V and VMAX. And basically the whole goal of this strategy is, if the situation is right, you go for a G-Max Rapid Flow, which will do 120 damage to 2 of their Pokemon, and vastly limit their bench because, you know, you're blocking 2 bench spots, you're taking out 2 Pokemon hopefully with Rapid Flow, and then there's not much they can do after that because they're going to be stuck with 2 Pokemon because Glimmora's been, you know, locking them out of the active. So we have a couple different tools to make this disruptive combo work, and I've been testing it a lot, and I've been absolutely loving it. I think it is so fun. So we're rocking a 4-3 line of Glimmora EX with the Glimmet that has the Ascension attack. So if you're going second, you can Ascension into Glimmora and stop your opponent from using their extra bench spaces as early as the first turn if you're on, you know, if you're going second. So that's very, very strong, I do think. We also are playing a 2-2 line of Bidoof and Bibarel to help us draw some cards, as well as 1 Manaphy, 1 Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, which is really good because it lets our Glimmora's poison damage rack up a lot faster because we put 2 more damage counters when poisoned. And we are, as I said, we're playing the 1-1 line of Urshifu and Urshifu VMAX. And now this new combo that I'm very excited for is the brand new Lunatone and Solrock from Obsidian Flames. Lunatone has the new Moon ability, which reads, if you have Solrock in play, prevent all effects of any stadiums done to your Pokemon in play. And, you know, we do play some Solrock in here. It's got Call for Family, so you can search for 2 basic Pokemon, put them right on your bench. It helps you get set up if you don't have the strongest start. But the reason we play this Lunatone and Solrock is so we can utilize our own path to the peak and stop our opponent from having any rulebox abilities on top of limiting their benched Pokemon. This is a very disruptive focus deck, and I'm very excited to play it for you today, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We're going to continue going through what is in here. We are, you know, we got 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball just to search out our Hisuian Sneasler and such. 1 Escape Rope in here in case we do need to switch and to find our Escape Ropes. We are playing 2 copies of Forest Sealstone so we can consistently find whatever we need whenever we put Urshifu on the board. We're playing 4 Iono in here because we are a very disruptive deck at the heart of it, as well as 1 Judge to get some good disruption early on when Iono's full effect isn't quite active yet. We have 1 Super Rod to recycle our Pokemon and energies, as well as 2 copies of Raihan so we can consistently chain attackers, 2 Boss's Orders so we can, you know, effectively choose how we disrupt our opponent by knocking out which Pokemon we want to, as well as 3 Professor's Research so we are able to draw a lot of cards. Now, I already mentioned those 3 Path to the Peak, and we have 4 Nest Ball and 4 Ultra Ball in this deck to help us get set up and find our Basics and Evolution Pokemon respectively. Now, the only other cards we have in here are going to be 2 copies of Gutsy Pickaxe, which will let us reveal the top card of our deck, and if it's a fighting energy, we get a little bonus by attaching it to 1 of our bench Pokemon. And then we are playing 10 fighting energy and 1 cheeky Rapid Strike energy so we can use Rapid Flow literally, you know, As soon as Glimmora gets knocked out, we Raihan a Fighting Energy, find our Urshifu VMAX, and attach a Rapid Strike Energy, and you're good to go. I found this deck to be very strong, especially when your opponents aren't really prepared to deal with it, and I think that's a very, very good trait to have right now. So we're going to hop onto the ladder and hopefully get some dubs with Glimmora EX. We get to call a coin flip here. Tails never fails. As I always say, and our Diglett coin flipped tails for us, so we're absolutely going to choose to go first. I'm just hoping we can get a decent start. That's all I hope for, you know? Not the most decent start, but actually it's not too bad. We have energy, we have Nest Ball, we're okay. We just want to be able to get Glimmora up and running sooner rather than later. Put Lunatone in the active. I'd rather have Bidoof safe rather than Lunatone safe. There's a Mew, which makes me think that they're playing Charizard because the Charizard sleeves. Got Iono for next turn. Actually, never mind. The top deck is crazy. We're chilling already. I'm not even gonna do a deck check. We're chilling. I can do deck check. I probably should have done a deck check actually though. Yeah, I probably should have done a deck check, shouldn't I? That's unfortunate. Hopefully though, if they're playing this Mew, they're either playing Charizard or Gardevoir. Those are my two guesses. Either way, our Lunatone can't get knocked out right now, unless they're playing a really, like, if they have a perfect hand for Charizard. They got a rare candy too, which is unfortunate, off of their mysterious tail. No attachment would be nice here, but as I was saying, okay, they got the attachment. But if they're playing Charizard, that's very much so what I think they're playing. They can't knock us out this turn, so our Lunatone is safe, which means our path lock is all the more possible next turn. This might just be it for what they're doing here, and if this is it, then we're in a really, really good spot. Yeah, so we're just gonna need to find our necessary pieces. Manaphy isn't very helpful for us, but I'm thinking we'll attach this here, and we'll just go for the Iono right away. Hopefully we find our escape rope. We just luck sack it. That'd be cool. We get the Solrock and we get the path too, so that's good. We'll bench we'll bench all these guys. We'll bench this. We'll bench Urshifu. We'll bench Glimmet, and we'll path them. We'll end the turn. See, would have been very nice because they have that rare candy, so they could rare candy Pidgeot quick search, but we do have the path in play, which is good. So it would have been nice if I retreated and Ascension into Glimmora. I think that might have been the safer play. They have the Pidgeot, so good thing we had the path, because or else they could actually do a lot to us unless they find like Lost Vacuum off the mysterious tail, which I really, really hope they don't, because that would make me very sad. Thankfully, it's just validated. Okay, that's good. So next turn, we're planning on disrupting them. There's a Choice Belt, not really going to do much in the matchup for us. They're going to attach the Charizard. They have a Research as well here, so that's good. They might find their Stadium Bump, but I really hope they don't. I really, really need this Path to Stick this turn specifically. Like, it's like, okay, good. That was a very important turn for Path to Stick. Can Iono them? Gutsy Pickaxe, good as well. We got a Nest Ball, which isn't helpful, but it thins the deck a little bit. So you know what? Can't complain. Here's the Iono. I really need to find a switch on Glimmora, and that's exactly what I get. I'm going to evolve into Urshifu. We're going to Glimmora here. And now we're going to drop the Forest Seal Stone and use it. I want to just get Escape Rope. That's what I want right now. I should have checked, made sure. It is in here, which is good. I want the Escape Rope because it makes me save an energy, and I get to do damage to one of these Pokemon, which is going to hurt them more instead of me knocking out Mew. And I lock them from putting any more bench Pokemon down, so Mew is locked there. I'm going to knock up the Charmander, which is good for us. Alright, you're locked down, my friend. And now we're going to start getting Urshifu ready to go. Here is our Poisonous Gem. And we knock out the Charmander and get to take a prize. So pretty solid turn, I think, so far. I should have checked to make sure Rapid Flow Energy was there. Another path. Very nice. They have the Mew for the Mysterious Tail once more. But right now, there's not much they can do. They don't want to go up with Arceus because then in that case, they're just going to get return KO'd by Poisonous Gem because of weakness. They don't want to go up with Charmander right now, obviously, because it just gets knocked out. Their only goal, they could go up with Pidgeot because they do resist by 30, which would make a Poisonous Gem only do 110. Which that might very well be their play. Pidgeot can attack for double colorless energy. And it could get rid of our path to the peak, so that could be their go. But they did go for a Professor's Research. They got rid of a Charizard, and they're gonna concede just like that. Glimmora EX beats Charizard EX. I think that, like, I'm gonna talk a little bit after this match. The match is done, so I'm gonna talk now. I think that Glimmora is really good, especially because a lot of decks rely on bench space. So we can do things like that to Charizard, where you put down path, you stop all of their abilities. You lock their bench, so you can't even use any, like, you can't bench additional Pokemon to stall for a turn. You don't even have that option. Our opponent called the coin flip. I said tails never fails, and we get to go first, just like that, you know? Pretty solid start to this game, I will say. Now, hopefully we can just get a good enough hand to back it up. Yeah, pretty decent mulligan, I will say. Can't really tell much of what we're playing based off that, though. This is a lot less of an ideal hand. I don't like this hand very much at all because we can't do anything. I would have loved to have this going second, just Iono, get rid of everything else. And this is against Chien-Pao. We really need to top deck a Glimmora. We do not. I'm gonna concede this right now. There's no way to win that game. Our opponent is calling the coin flip. Tails never fails. That's what I always say. And we're gonna flip that coin, and it's gonna land on tails, so we're absolutely going to choose to go first here. Just want to get a good start. That's all I hope for in the Pokemon TCG. I just want to get a good start, and then the rest is history. This is actually a solid hand. Would have been a really good going second hand too, but this is okay with the Solrock. We're gonna see what we're up against. It is a Mew deck. Very interesting, I will say. I think this deck does really well against Mew, but I haven't actually tried it against Mew, so I'm very curious to see what happens here. I think if we can disrupt them early enough, I think we can get things going pretty good. Gutsy Pickaxe is good. They start Meloetta. All right, this is gonna be a solid game for sure. So we're gonna start with the Nest Ball. We want to grab Glimmet right away. We have Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. Glimmet comes down. We're gonna go for a Gutsy Pickaxe first. Research is fine. I'm just going to attach the Glimmet. And now I kind of fear an Escape Rope here, because if they knock out Glimmet, there's nothing we can do. So I'm gonna Ultra Ball and get rid of Research and Iono. I think next turn I'm gonna need to go for a big Research anyway. So I want to grab Bidoof here, because at the very least I can sacrifice Bidoof with the current hand that I have and not be too concerned about it. I also alternatively could have grabbed Lunatone as well. But I think Bidoof is good just for the longevity of our match, because then next turn I can put down Bibarel, draw more cards, and have a better chance of finding our Lunatone. So yeah, very solid start right now. I'm pretty happy with it, I will say. We're gonna want to try and find that Escape Rope ASAP. I'm thinking this deck, throughout playing it more and more and more, definitely needs another Escape Rope. I think you need 2 Escape Ropes, maybe even 3. Could cut down on the 4 Seal Stones, I think, for sure. Cut down 1 Force Seal, put in 1 Escape Rope, and I think this deck is near perfect right now. I think that it's super, super solid. There comes an Ultra Ball from my opponent. They're gonna grab another Genesect. I wouldn't be surprised if they use that 4 Seal Stone, grab a VIP, and start drawing a bunch of cards. However, I don't know if they know what Glimmora EX does, if they've played against it yet, if they've even seen the card, because the set just dropped on PTCG Live today. So we're going to see what happens here. Like I said, I'm very curious. Our opponent is going to go for that Fusion Strike system here. And no, sorry, not Fusion Strike system. The Star Alchemy. That's the one I'm thinking of. they're gonna grab that VIP, get more cards down, start drawing their cards. I would not be surprised at all if they knocked out Meloetta here, but we reduce them to 3 bench Pokemon. There's so much they can do. They also have the Elisa Sparkle, which is it's a lot. It's a lot for sure. But they drop that Elisa's Sparkle. They can attach Fusion Energy to Meloetta and to Mew. Thankfully, we're gonna be able to knock out this Meloetta. Obviously, we're gonna Escape Rope though, so I don't quite know what's gonna happen here. But like, I'm thinking we're gonna be in a pretty solid spot. I'm not exactly super concerned. So they drew some cards with Fusion Strike System. I'm more just kind of waiting because I want to see what we get off our research, like, very badly. I'm like really desperate to see. So there's another VIP, so they're getting the full usage out of their bench this turn. That's for sure. Getting the Genesect, and yeah, in this matchup, the goal is a simple goal. You literally just want to lock them from doing anything. You want to get your Glimmora down, get your, what's it called, Path in play, and your Solrocks in play, and just completely shut them down from doing anything. They got rid of a Path too, which is good for us right now. They're Ultra Balling. They're probably not going to grab much because they're going to want a Fusion Strike System for an additional card. Find that last Fusion Strike Energy. If they don't find the Fusion Strike Energy, we're in a really good spot because we stop them from obviously knocking out the Solrock. However, I kind of do, like, I want them to leave Meloetta in the active because, but see, this is the thing. There's no possible way for us to not take advantage of this active Meloetta here. Sorry, there's no possible way for us to take advantage of it because unless they knock out the Solrock, I'm just blabbing. I'm yapping right now. But if they knock out Solrock, we Glimmora, attack, and everything's fine. However, if they don't take a knockout, we need to Escape Rope. It's the only switch card we play in the deck, which means that they're going to get to save Meloetta, and Fusion Strike System, or sorry, Melodious Echo is just going to be so much more powerful. But they're going to retreat the Meloetta, which means that Melodious Echo can't knock us out. Very good. They're just going to go for the energy mix and start preparing their Mew V. But that's exactly what we want because, well, kind of what we want anyway. We want to start doing chip damage here and there and start getting our Pokemon ready to get knocked out. Get Raihan, not important for us right now. We're just going to go for a big research here. Hopefully find some things that we need. Get Glimmora, which is pretty good. Get Urshifu. First things first, I want to Nest Ball. I want to grab Lunatone. See what's happening. We got the barrel. We do have the rope, which is all I could ask for. So this is what we want to do. We're going to grab Lunatone. We're going to Ultra Ball away Iono and the energy. We're going to grab the barrel. We are going to Urshifu, we're going to Path, we're going to Bibarel here, and we need to find Forest Seal and or Escape Rope. That's the goal. We find the Escape Rope, which is awesome, and we also find Radiant Sneasler, which is good too. However, I don't think Radiant Sneasler is going to affect them because Fusion Strike Energy, it reads, as long as it's attached to Pokemon, provides every, oh sorry, this card can only be attached to Fusion Strike Pokemon, it attaches Pokemon, blah, 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 blah. Prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities sent to Pokemon this card is attached to. Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, reason Pokemon checkup between opponent's poison Pokemon. I don't think Radiant Hisuian Sneasler actually affects the Mew. But you know what? We're gonna see. We're gonna test it. I mean, we'll put it down anyway because they don't have a. This is the fun part. They don't have any other Fusion Strike Energy on this Mew, so it's important action right now. And now we get to see what they discard. Probably 2 Genesects would be my guess. They're completely locked right now. I don't see why they would discard anything else. They have their Mew, which they're absolutely keeping. If they want to do Melodious Echo, they need to keep their Meloetta. So I'm absolutely thinking they're just going to get rid of Genesects. I don't see what else they'd get rid of, unless they have like a boss to help them draw more cards. But right now, we're going to go for the Radiant Sneasler. And we're going to be just shy of a knockout, which really sucks, because Mew resists fighting by 30, obviously. So we're doing 110, plus 30 from the poison, plus 30 from the poison. So we're going to miss that knockout by 10 damage, which is unfortunate. However, prepares for a rapid flow. So that's a W. Here's the poisonous gem we're gonna do, and now we get to see how they respond to this. We've walked them right now from the game. We can prepare this Mew to get rapid flowed later. Obviously, we don't want to give them any chances to get more bench space. We have Boss, so we can ideally boss up the other Mew V or the Meloetta. They have lost Vacuum, which right now is okay. They can get rid of the Path. However, there's absolutely zero way they can use Fusion Strike System right now unless they reduce their hand size more. So we're gonna have to see what they do. There's a Mew VMAX, which is actually a little bit scary for our Glimmora here, but that's one of the beauties of Glimmora is they need to, what's it called? They can't draw that many cards. They can judge us, that's fine. They need 2 power tablets, I believe, in order to do anything crazy, yeah. And we get judged into boss again. Wouldn't you know it? Here's a Cramomatic coming down. No, what's it called? Boss's orders, which is good. The only thing, again, would have been Escape Rope, but they discarded 2 Genesect, so I'm not concerned that much. I'm just expecting a Fusion Strike for 1 Technoblast here. That's my guess. They have 1 Power Tab, which is a bit scary. They need 1 more, and they can knock out Glimmora, which I wouldn't like. That wouldn't be very nice of them to do. But we'll see what happens here. They Fusion Strike for 3 more cards. And yeah, I'm guessing I just want to, like, Choice Belt 2 doesn't do anything, so we're okay. It is scary for the Urshifu though, because they can knock it out with Max Miracle almost, with a Power Tab. They are 2 tabs down though. That's important to note. So I'm just curious to see what happens here right now. A little scared, don't lie. A little terrified about this whole thing. I'm expecting this Mew to attack, and it's gonna attack. I don't know what it's gonna do, and that's what terrifies me. You know, either way, it's possible they can take a knockout next turn. They're gonna cross Fusion Strike, and I'm guessing it's gonna be a Technoblast. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Maybe they're gonna Melodious Echo and just Melodious Echo again next turn, which prompts me to get rid of the Meloetta this turn and start powering up our Urshifu. But like I said, we'll have to see. So that was the Technoblast, I believe. I don't think it could have been anything else. Yeah, so that was Technoblast. So I don't want to use Boss right now, which kind of sucks. I want to like put some damage on this Mew with Poisonous Gem, but I don't want to give them a huge out to any switches. So maybe let's go for Industrious Incisors right now first. Yeah, I really don't want to give them any like massive outs, but I need to Iono in order, like, what have they used switching wise? They haven't used anything switching wise so far. This is a big dilemma. I mean, they just need a switching card. Like, that's all that they need in order to reuse Technoblast. But if we put damage on this thing right now and it doesn't get heavily poisoned with Sneasler, we're not doing anything. I think it's better off for next turn if we Iono. It really feels bad though, given the whole board state. But like, we needed to find like Raihan. We needed to find Raihan. So we're gonna poison this gem here. I don't think Sneasler's ability is gonna work. They're poisoned. They only take 10 damage. Yeah, that makes sense. So gonna be a struggle to knock out this Mew VMAX. That's for sure. We Iono them. Hopefully we didn't give them any switching options. If we did, hopefully it's just an Escape Rope, because then I can send up Lunatone or Solrock, and I can just send one of them up to be knocked out, and then just Nest Ball for the other one. That's like the best of the worst case scenarios. So we're gonna see what happens here. Could just be a handful of nothing. Also possible too. They could just have so many cards in their hand that it doesn't really matter. They're gonna boss up something. Maybe Urshifu would probably be the right play. Yeah, I guess that for sure. They can put another Genesect down, but unless they can reduce their hands any further, that doesn't really do too much. So I'm just curious to see what happens. That chip damage from the poison, very good for us. We could also potentially hit a rapid flow if we can somehow find our VMAX. Yeah, if we could find the VMAX would be good. However, they're gonna go into that. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to use rapid flow just yet though. And they have the switch card as well, which is pretty bad for us. And they can knock out Urshifu, which isn't good. And they're gonna knock out Urshifu on, obviously. They have another Fusion Strike Energy, so they can Melodious Echo. Okay, yeah, not good for us for sure. We need to get Glimmora back in there. We need to get another Glimmet down and start powering it up. So Urshifu could have been the difference maker here, but them knocking it out makes things really tough for us. They can go for another Fusion Strike system here. We can't knock out Mew just yet. They can knock Urshifu out with Melodious Echo, which is really bad. This is a very painful game for sure. Our only hope is to potentially boss lock them, like stick a Genesect in the active. And we could go for the Rod, but we discarded earlier. So it's a little bit tough to get that going, I think. So yeah, I'm expecting Urshifu to get knocked out right here, right now, which is really sad because next turn I would have liked to rapid flow if they didn't boss it up and have their switching cards. These are Cramomatic as well. They're getting rid of another power tablet, which is good though. We can like prolong this game and hopefully just wear them down to the point where there's gonna be, realistically, right? I'm just thinking a couple turns ahead. All we need is that one turn. That one turn where they have no choice but to Techno Blast and they can't switch the turn after. That's my goal. And if our Glimmoras are going to be able to survive 2 turns now, we basically have we have 4 turns to win this game. Which is possible. There's Ice-U. They could Block Slider one of our Pokemon right now, doing only 120, which will knock up Bibarel, which would suck. So we'll see what they do actually. Maybe they'll Block Slider. But I think they're gonna knock out Urshifu. Moving down, no, they're Block Slidering. They're gonna knock out the bench Glimmora. Okay, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Okay, that opens up a lot. I didn't expect that. That opens up a lot of opportunity right now because we can get Glimmet. We have another Glimmora, which is all we need. We have our Urshifu, which is good. So we get Glimmet. We have Ultra Ball, which is also perfect because we can Ultra Ball these away. Grab our Urshifu VMAX here. And now Urshifu VMAX gets knocked out. Like, we need to knock out Block Slider Ice-U. So we need to do this. We need to do this. Going to Industrious Incisors first. That's okay. Could we boss something potentially? And just stick it. No, we need to get Path though. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Raihan to Glimmet. Gonna grab, we should have the Path. Yeah, we definitely want to get that Path. And we play the Path to Peak down. And then we go for the Rapid Flow here. Very tough. Think we need to take out Ice-U though, for sure. Or we definitely need to get Ice-U out of here. Do we do Ice-U and Mew? Yeah, we do Ice-U and Mew and try and take out this VMAX. That's the play for sure. So we get rid of Mew VMAX here too. And we take 3 prizes. That's the go. That's the play. They are gonna knock out Urshifu here, which I fully expect. However, I just can't let them get another Block Slider play 2 turns from now. Can't let that happen because, I mean, granted, we could have just grabbed Manaphy after and nullified that Block Slider. Kind of forgot about that. Might have been worth it. Yeah, definitely think that would have been a better play. Is after they knock out Urshifu, we just dig for Manaphy. We're gonna get Iono here though, which is fine. We have a decent chance of finding everything we need anyway. We have energy, we have path, which is all good. We literally just need to find ourselves a, what's the word? Glimmora. To find ourselves a Glimmora, which we have, which we should be okay with. We definitely need to attack though. There's no world in which we don't attack here. They have a double turbo. They might try and leap loop us as well. That's another possibility here, which I wouldn't like considering we already used our escape rope. But I can't see them not taking the free 3 prizes that we have like right in front of them. Can't see that happening whatsoever. They get rid of a lost vacuum, so that's 2 vacuums and a lost city and a path down. So I don't think they have any more stadium outs, which I don't think they would need anyways here. However, we're really going to try our best to take it home in these next 2 turns. We just need to find our Glimmora EX, and we're going to be in a decent enough spot where we could make things work. However, I only see, like, this Mew's the only one I see attacking right now. So they're probably just going to Melodious Echo. And then, thankfully, they can't knock out our Glimmora EX next turn, but we still need to find it. So, a lot of digging for us to do in this coming turn. They put one to the bottom that we took off the prizes because of Iono. But we should have a good chunk of our Ultra Balls remaining. We have 1 Ultra Ball remaining. So it's going to be tough, but they're just going to Cross Fusion Strike, which means Melodious Echo is coming out, and our Urshifu is unfortunately getting knocked out. Yeah. They take 3 prizes. It all comes down to this. The worst case scenario, we Ascension, but I'd rather not have to do that. We can attach here. We'll bench Bidoof just so we can get more cards going. We have Path in play. Industrious Incisors. Don't fail me now. We get Glimmora, thankfully. I was actually a little bit scared that we wouldn't get it. We need to have this Glimmora. We make them discard more cards. It would be really strong if we found an Iono instead of Boss, but Boss is actually really good because we can Poisonous Gem for 110 and then Poisonous Gem next turn, and we should win the game as long as they don't have a Boss's orders in their hand. So it literally just comes down to if they have Boss, which they might. I thought I saw them get rid of 2, so they shouldn't, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see right now if they have it or not, if they play the 3rd Boss. There's a Cramomatic, which I'm really hoping they don't hit heads on, because if they do, then they can just get an escape rope and play the escape rope and win the game. So this is a very close match, for sure. I'm stressing out like just a little bit over it, because I really do want to win. I want to beat Mew VMAX with Glimmora EX, because I think it's funny. So here is the Cramomatic. Oh, and they get the heads. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. Here's the escape rope. Oh, PAL pad. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. It's not all doom and gloom. My bad, guys. My bad. It's all good. Whew, that was close. Oh, there's another one. Oh, I don't think they realized that they could have just won. And they got the Cramomatic anyways. That's see? Now, that sucks. That really sucks. I think we just got like flexed on for sure. I don't know if they did that intentionally, but that really sucks. That like ultra sucks. Why are you doing this? Please stop. Please put me out of my misery. Please. Or just retreat and attack. Please. Please. Please don't do this to me. Please stop the flexing. Please stop the flexing. Please. Why? Why do you do this to me? Well, I'm just gonna wait here and say that we did have a good run with Glimmora. I think Glimmora it served its purpose. It did really well. I want to make sure they put back their bosses. They did put their bosses back, but maybe they misclicked off the Cramomatic. What? I'm sorry. No shot. No shot, we actually won. 0% chance. What? Okay, they actually misclicked, like, heavily. They had the best luck possible and discarded their win condition. And we won. We deserve that. We deserve that win. I don't know what to tell you. We definitely deserve that one. I will say we worked hard. We worked hard for it. Our opponent is calling the coin flip here. I'm gonna say that tails never fails, and hopefully we win the flip. And if we do win, so we're absolutely going to choose to go first here. Our main goal, just establish a bench of Pokemon. Like, not gonna what's it called? Not gonna do anything insane. We just want to get a good bench down. This like would have been a much better hand for going second, I will say. But if we can get a Glimmet somehow off the top, I'll be a very happy camper. We don't, which makes me a not happy camper. But we're just gonna pass. That really sucks. I'm gonna save the path to the peak. I don't want to alert my opponent to what we're playing right now. Maybe they do know if they see the Bidoof, the path of the fighting energy. But they are playing Charizard, so this is really good for us. Because hopefully next turn, if we can Ascension into Glimmora and they don't expect it, and we get the Lunatone Solrock Path combo down, we can really lock them out of the game right then and there. And I think that would be pretty epic, if I do say so myself. Now, right now, this looks like it's pretty much all they need anyway, so Glimmora's not going to do too much for them. We get another Fighting Energy, not exactly what I want. We're going to drop the path right now, just in case, and just go for a big Professor's Research here. Hopefully finding exactly what we need, actually. We're going to grab our Glimmet. The bench space limiting isn't going to do too much right now. Hopefully, though, we have a Glimmora. Actually, we don't, because we researched out of it. So what I'm going to do now is pass. I was gonna go for the Escape Rope, but we have both of the Glimmoras in our hand, and one's in the discard pile. Not much we can do about that. But they're just gonna pass, which is actually pretty solid for us, because we can evolve right into Glimmora. I think I want to use the Escape Rope right now. I think that that's actually important, because we can force them to get rid of, like, they probably get rid of Entei in this scenario, so at least we can force something else up into the active. Or we could not go to Arceus' turn, never mind. No, I'm wrong. I definitely don't want to leave Arceus in play. So we're going to retreat the Bidoof for sure. Go into Glimmora, go for the Iono, just need an energy, and we want Solrock and Lunatone as well. So we do want quite a bit. We almost got what we wanted. That's okay. We can get Glimmora there. We can get another Glimmet down. Like, we could find Urshifu, but Urshifu's not going to find us anything else. So, I mean, we could actually just go for Urshifu right now. We didn't get rid of our Rapid Strike energy, but we need the Raihan. We need too much out of this hand in order to utilize it fully. I mean, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. We'll Ultra Ball. Okay, we can do this actually. This might be better for us. We'll get rid of Force Seal and Glimmet, and we'll grab Bibarel. We'll try and draw some more cards. Maybe we can actually find enough to get our Solrock and Lunatone. Just find a couple Nest Ball. That's really all we need. We find a Gutsy Pickaxe. It's the Rapid Strike energy, so not great. But we can just go for Poisonous Gem, take a knock on Arceus V, and we get to take 2 prizes this turn. I don't foresee them knocking out Glimmora this next turn. I don't think it's actually possible. Get another Glimmet. We get our another Bibarel. Don't get exactly what we need right now. They're going to go in with Entei. They can't do too much with Entei, though. They're probably just looking to stall for a turn, which would be okay with with me. They're just going to concede. They don't really have any consistency going on, and I think that our path actually probably did a pretty bad number to them, so makes me happy. Our opponent is calling the coin flip here. I say tails never fails. Would you look at that? We're absolutely going to choose to go first here, and I'm thinking that we just want to get a Glimmora or a Glimmet set up. We want to get some of our key pieces. Pretty solid opening hand, actually. If we're playing against Chien-Pao, they don't have any turn 1 attack knockout, like turn 1 going second, so we can safely leave our Bidoof up there. We are playing against what looks like to be Chien-Pao. I'm a happy camper. First and foremost, we're going to Nest Ball for our Glimmet, and we're going to go for a Gutsy Pickaxe. Maybe we can hit an energy off of it. That would be pretty cool. Get another Ultra Ball, which isn't too bad, because I'm going to Ultra Ball away these, and I want to grab myself... We don't have Urshifu V, which is important to know, but do we have Heavy Ball in the deck? We do have Heavy Ball. Okay. 1 Force Seal. We got 2 other paths, some energies. Okay. So from here, I think I want to grab another Glimmet probably. Or maybe we just grab one of our pieces for the Solrock Lunatone. That could be it. Yeah, and then next turn we just Ultra Ball for Bibarel, do our thing. Yeah, I think that'll do right now. No energy kind of sucks, but we'll just drop that path and we'll end the turn. Yeah, we really would have liked to have an energy there. That would have been helpful for us, but if we can disrupt our opponent enough, I dropped the path right now because I don't want them to use concealed cards or Luminion to find Irida. That's my main concern. If they find Irida, that would be really bad. However, they might just rule the region. That's incredible for us. I can't actually understate that. That's super, super good. So we're gonna see what we draw into here. We get a Glimmora. Sucks we have to Ultra Ball it away, but for the sake of our hand, we need to. We got 2 other ones in deck. We're okay. We have our Rod too, I believe. So that's good. Here comes our pal Bibarel. We can actually let him sit in the active for a bit. Maybe we can get an energy. We don't get an energy. That's fine. But we do get another Glimmet. We get an energy here, and we get Judge, which I want to get rid of their calamitous snowy mountains for sure. We also get Heavy Ball, which gets us Urshifu, and I don't see a world where they knock out any of our Pokemon, so we can get Urshifu here, and we can Force Seal. Hopefully Escape Rope's in there. I didn't check. If Escape Rope is in here, which it is, we are golden right now because we can Escape Rope into this Glimmet, denying them a Rule of the Region again, and we Ascension into Glimmora. So next turn, we can put Urshifu VMAX down and start preparing that. Then we Iono if we need to, we Bibarel, and we start attacking Greninja, which is a crucial piece of their plan. Right now, I think finding that Judge was very important. Iono could have been good too, because we could have put that stadium to the bottom of their deck guaranteed. We get a Jet Energy, which they're probably just using so they can use Rule of the Region again at this point. But you don't usually see Jet Energy in Chien-Pao, but that's okay. They got the calamitous snowy mountains. I very much regret to inform them that an Iono is in their future. And we do another path, which is kind of funny. So we're gonna go first for a Industrious Incisors. That's basically what we need. So we can go for an Ultra Ball. We have the Lunatone, so we can grab the Solrock and put that fella on the bench. There's our energy. And here is an Iono. I'm very sorry, my friend. I don't want to hurt you like that, but sometimes these things just have to happen. We get another Glimmora EX, which is really solid. Now we're basically all set up for the rest of the game. And we just Poisonous Gem, 140 damage, and they get poisoned, so they take 10 at the end of this turn. Next turn, they're taking another 10 damage, but they're going to be knocked out by that time anyway. So they get more cards to work with now, but we have full control of the game. They're path locked, they're bench locked, they can't bench many Pokemon here. The only thing they could try and do is start establishing their Frigibax right now. They got their Chien-Pao finally, but their Palkia is stuck in the active. They can retreat it, get rid of the poison, but what are they retreating it into? They might go into the Chien-Pao and try and stop it from getting knocked out with poison. or sorry, they might stop their Palkia from getting knocked out next turn. That's what I meant to say. I'm getting too ahead of myself, you know. But it looks like right now, their main goal is probably just to save this Palkia, because it might be all that they have in terms of like attacking quickly. Here's an Irida, so I'm expecting a Frigibax to come down right now, which would mean a really good thing to get would be a Boss's Orders. That would be nice. I don't quite want to research this hand awake because I do think Radiant Sneasler is important for the matchup, just so we can knock out things like the Arctibax, not Arctibax, Baxcalibur in one turn. But they're not putting one down, which, you know what, that's fine with me. So now we don't even really need Sneasler because we kind of lock them out of the game. In 2 attacks, anything gets knocked out here, so that's good. And we also do have the option potentially of going for a Gale Thrust play if we ever needed to, but I don't think we need to. All I want to do right now is I'll just attach the Rapid Strike Energy here. I don't want to Iono them. Research is fine. I think we can get rid of Sneasler. And this is a hand, nothing we need. We literally just Glimmora. It seems like, it feels like the gameplay is a little bit boring, but I promise you this is a very fun deck to play, because what we can do next turn is we can go for a rapid flow play. There's no possible way they can bench a Manaphy right now, so we can just take 4 prizes next turn, just for funsies, you know, if we're able to switch out. And then that was it. That's it. But we don't really need to right now. They do get rid of that path to the peak, which enables them a little bit, but they don't have any energy in the discard. They don't have a way to get this Palkia out of the active because they have a low hand. Okay, though they can Irida for switch. Never mind. They got the Skater's Park, so the energies they can put it back into their hand, but they don't have any way to accelerate those energy. So our Glimmora actually very strong against Palkia right now because it stops them completely from knocking anything out like in one shot. They can't even attack with Palkia right now, so they're probably going into Chien-Pao just to get some energies going. And I would like to, ideally next turn, get our Urshifu online, but it's not possible unless they somehow miraculously get a knockout here, which I don't ever see happening unless they can get 3 energy in the discard and 1 attachment for turn. That's like, it's asking a lot though, you know? And it's good we leave the Palkias on the bench there. We're gonna try and find another path this turn. We're probably gonna Iono them. That would be my guess. I don't. Oh, see, they have the Ultra Ball. Do they actually knock out the Glimmora this turn? Oh, they don't. Okay, no, they definitely don't. We're 2 paths down. We want Raihan down, which means I really. Oh, Hisuian EX. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen that card being played in a deck yet. That could actually be pretty tough for us, considering we only play 1 switch card and we're already 1 switch down. So it would have been interesting if they could get the knockout here, but they can't. So blocking them this way I think is good. They have Ice You. I don't necessarily want to even get rid of this hand right now. I'll just attach this to... I'll put this on Urshifu. I think it makes sense. And we're just going to poison this gem and do 140 to them. Like right now, that Bravery Charm isn't really a concern of us because we just need to attack this Chien-Pao 1 more time. Because of the poison, we can literally just rapid flow it, knock it out, rapid flow the Palkia, knock it out. This is like a pretty perfect board here. They're not able to knock out this Chien-Pao right now. Or sorry, their Chien-Pao's not able to knock out our Glimmora right now. However, they can conceal the cards away another energy, and then if they Star Portal, now they're going to be able to knock this out. So finding a path would have been good there, but I'm very much so not mad of Palkia getting knocked out right now because it's just very easy. We just Raihan to our Glimmora, there's a Star Portal. So we Raihan to this Glimmora, find boss next turn, and we're good. We're literally good as gold. Like, there's absolutely zero they can do. They're gonna Iono us, which is a little bit annoying, but that's why I'm happy that I prepared this Urshifu right now. So we get another energy anyway, so for next turn we're okay. And yeah, that's just how it goes, as you say in the business. Here is the what's it called? Oh, they're not even gonna take the knockout. They don't even discard off of the other one. That's interesting. Okay, that kind of just gives us game then, if you think about it. Yeah, they conceded. Okay, I figured they need to discard that other energy. I think that was a mistake on their end. But you know what? I believed in my deck, and it did believe in me, and Glimmora EX takes the dub of this match. So what did you think of my Glimmora EX deck? I've been having a blast with this. It's been super, super fun, and I've just been loving the deck so much. I think that the one change that I will make to it, I'll actually make it right now, is with the trainer count. I think we can get rid of a Forest Seal Stone and add an Escape Rope. See, I'm doing it right now. We're adding the Escape Rope. We're even gonna not use our gold one, and we'll add another blankets. I think that it's very important you have a lot of pivoting options in this deck. This deck could also use a dedicated pivot Pokemon like Cleffa, or like Cyclizar, just so you can pivot. I mean, obviously we didn't have a lot of starts with Glimmet. The goal is to just start Glimmet and make life a little bit easier, but sometimes you don't have that luxury, so having a double switch option I think is very necessary for this deck. I certainly missed it, and it definitely made plays a lot harder. If we just had another switch, things would have been a lot easier. However, I think the deck runs very smoothly. I think that the Pokemon lines are good. Urshifu does its job. It's more of a tech card, not necessarily a card that is specifically like the focus of the deck. However, I will say, if you don't want to play the Lunatone Solrock Path package that is in here, I think that what you can do is up your Urshifu count by 2. Up your, add another Forest Seal back in, add another Rapid Strike energy, add even like a Medicham, because that will combo really well with Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, Glimora's Poison, and just you can craft kind of like a pseudo Rapid Strike box, or you could call it like Rapid Strike Lock, where you try and stop your opponent from going crazy with their bench space, then you Yoga Loop and then Rapid Flow them, and then you take like all your prizes in 2 turns or whatever. I think that has potential too. I think that's actually very possible to make work in this deck, because you have a little bit of damage manipulation with Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. So I can see that happening as well, but you can't play the Lunatone Solrock Path combo. However, I will say Path is super strong. When you get this combo going, there's like so little a lot of decks can do. Think about a deck like Chanpao, for example. You limit their bench space to 3 Pokemon, and you put a Path in play. They can't Starbirth / Star Portal. They can't, what's it called? They can't use their ability to grab energies. They can't use Lumineon. They can't use Radiant Greninja. It's tough. Same thing with Guardy. I mean, Guardy's a bit different because if they could play all Curlios, but realistically it might not be that way. With Path, they can't use their Guardy's ability, and they don't have a lot of bench space to bench different attackers, so they might need to attack with Guardy, in which case you can slowly poison whittle them down a little bit. So, pros and cons. Path is such a strong card right now, and I think Glimmora definitely has potential to be like a tier 3 rogue deck right now that could potentially day 2 some events if it runs into the right matchups. I think Lost Zone Box is still tough for it a little bit, but if you lean into the Rapid Strike package a little bit more, it might be okay. And that's all I have to say for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I am pumping out a lot of Obsidian Flames content today, tomorrow, the day after. I'm really gonna try and post like every single day this week, so I hope you will look forward to my content coming in the near future. Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment down below, what do you think of this deck? What do you think of Glimmora? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What would you keep above the list, and what would you change? And subscribe to the channel. I'm posting 2 or more Pokemon trading card game videos every single week here on the Hitmonchanting channel. And yeah, with all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching. Hitmonchanting out.